Hola amigos, bien o no, y saludos desde Medellín. Hoy otro video en el tema como Monday Morning Problems o problemas con el mañana de lunes para prepararnos cuando estamos en este tipo de reunión con nuestro jefe y todas las tareas por la semana y claro, muchas veces no tiene exactamente explicación con muy claridad de esto, un poco confundir. Esa es forma que puedo utilizar para preguntarle. Puede ser un poco más clarificación. Entonces, so here we are again. Now, yesterday's video proved very popular, so I'm going to do another one in this series today on Monday morning problems. Today, we're going to look at how we can challenge your boss using jargon, acronyms, technical terminology, palabras técnico que en verdad tú no entiendes o que tú piensas que él ha utilizado en forma malo. Or perhaps he's using it wrong. Perhaps he's misunderstood the technical jargon. So you need to challenge him politely to check what he really means. So, in Spanish, we would say this. Lo siento, Bob. ¿Podrías explicar a qué se refiere Hofstadter en este contexto? No estoy completamente seguro de cómo se aplicará el proyecto actual. So really we're going to challenge him on what does he mean by this word. I say Hofstadter, but you get the idea. Any type of technical jargon, any type of acronym, special word he's used, you think, well, doesn't make sense. What does he really want me to do? Challenge the word. Ask him to be clear. This is how we'll do it. So, we hear him use this word, so we can politely interrupt him when he stops speaking. Sorry, Bob, could you please explain what Hofstadter refers to in this context? I'm not entirely sure how it applies to the current project. So, we're going to interrupt him politely. Sorry, Bob. Then we're going to ask him what we'd like him to do. Could you please explain what Hofstadter, that being our technical word or acronym or the phrase we don't understand, refers to in this context? In this context, you mean in terms of what he's saying in this situation? I'm not entirely sure how it applies to the current project. Now, in fairness, you don't need to say the last part. You could stop when you ask him refers to in this context, because the context is the current project or what he's talking about. But that's nice and clear. So we would say, sorry, Bob, could you please explain what Hofstadter refers to in this context? I'm not entirely sure how it applies to the current project. So that's a polite way of challenging his use of this technical word. See what he really means that to mean in what he's explaining about the project. So again, we're asking for clarity to help us move forward. We've interrupted him in a really nice way. Can we please explain? And just as an aside, if you're wondering why I picked Hofstadter from all of this noise, Hofstadter's Law comes from a really excellent book written a long while ago, 1979, called GÖDEL, ESCHER, BACH, written by a computer scientist by the name of Douglas R.Hofstadter, who's still with us. He's a professor of science at the university in the US. And his law, Hofstadter's law, is it always takes longer than you expect, even when you take into account Hofstadter's law, which is a very tremendously circular way to end today's video. So from now, from Medellín, we'll say Cheerio, but do let me know in los comentarios if you found this one useful, and hopefully I'll have another one like this tomorrow. See you soon. Cheerio.